Okay, welcome to 1-3 part 1. We're going to spend a couple days on this. Today we're going to mostly be working on solving equations, but before we get there, we're going to go back and forth between writing an algebraic expression and a verbal expression. So a verbal expression, by the way, is also known as a written expression because it's written out. And basically what that means, instead of writing a 2, I'm going to be writing TWO. That's what that means. So I have the cube of a number increased by 4 times the same number. When they say a number, they just mean a variable. So the cube of a number means x cubed. Increase, that means plus 4 times the same number or the same variable. So that's what they want. X cubed plus 4x. 1b is where things get a little tricky, where it says 3 times the difference of a number and 8. The key is that when it says difference of a number and 8, that's x minus 8. When it says 3 times this difference, it's 3 times that subtraction problem. So you're going to have to put a 3 and then 2 sets or 1 set of parentheses. One weird one that they might do to you, I'll call this 1c here, it will be like 5 less than, we'll say, a number. So in that case, it's 5 less than some variable there. It's actually kind of written backwards. It should be x minus 5. You're going to see, you might see one of those on Delta Math, so I just wanted to warn you about that one. Now, when we go to write a verbal sentence when given the algebraic expression or equation, read it out loud, and basically that's exactly what you get to write down. The exception is going to be over here where it says 2c. If I read that out loud, I would just say 2c equals c squared minus 4. But I need you to go ahead and tell me what operation is happening there. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. And it would be multiplication. So I'm going to write down 2 times c equals c squared minus 4. That's the bare minimum I have to do. Now I could dress it up and make it really fancy. I could say like the product of 2 and, what if I say a variable c? And then if I just say is, that's the same thing as saying equals. How about I say the difference of c squared and 4. Okay, that would be the dressed up version, ready to go to prom, super fancy, okay? Alright, hey, I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining properties. You already know these, even if you don't know their names. Like here, and substitution. You know you can plug something in. You know that it doesn't matter which side of the equal sign it is. These 4 rules here, you use these all the time. You just might not realize it. All that these are saying is that whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Okay, and we're going to use those to solve equations. So like, for example, over here, I have this negative 14.29. To get rid of it, I'm going to add 14.29 to both sides. And that's going to allow this to cancel. And x equals 39.29. That's really all those rules are saying, is that whatever you do to one side, you have to do the other. You can use those rules to solve equations. Bing, bang, boom. All right, 4b then. Here when you have a fraction, my recommendation to you, a lot of people look at this and they want to divide by the fraction, which will work if you plug it into your calculator the right way, but it's really easy to make a mistake with plugging that into the calculator. So my recommendation to you is to multiply by the reciprocal. Hopefully that R word sounds familiar, reciprocal. And here's why. This is so cool. Check it out. I can, if I have a 3 on top and a 3 on bottom, that cancels. a 2 on bottom and a 2 on top, that cancels. So now I'm left over with a y. Negative 18 times 3 halves, I believe, is negative 27. You might grab a calculator and verify, but I think that's what it's going to be. Okay. There was another one of these fancy charts that explained, it's in the book, and it explains the distributive property. But you guys pretty well already know that, so I'm just going to move on and do an example here. Basically, take this 2, multiply in. It's being multiplied to the parentheses, so just distribute and multiply it in. So 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Negative 4 times 3x is negative 12x. This is what's tricky. People will forget to grab this negative and multiply it the second time. It should be negative 4 times 1, which is negative 4. Like so. Now we can combine like terms. So 4x and negative 12x is negative 8x. Negative 2 and negative 4 is negative 6. Move the 6 to the other side by adding, and whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Now I'm going to divide by negative 8 to get x by itself. X equals negative 1. Okay, that is all for today.